Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me, G-Funky and Chicano Prophet on Archive. This is the 30th edition of Hispanics, Causin Panic. We got a lot of stuff to go over here today, but we're going to go over everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the boxing week. We're going to be giving some cash giveaway. All you got to do, literally, is just tune in and listen. If you're listening to Archive, tune in next week because that's where we got the big prize coming. Okay, that's when you really want to listen and you really want to win your prize and really want to get paid because we don't hoard our money here on the HCP. We give away money. We give the people back some of that money, man. I'm like the Robin Hood of this shit right here, okay? And you're listening on Leave It in the Ring Network. Shout out to you guys. And next week, tune in live. That way you can have your shot to win money as well. We already got Wheelchair Man John and Nopal Boxianos in the chat. Cepeda Baranchik, man, we got to talk about that one. That was a hell of a fight. Danny Roman will be joining us live. And Emmanuel Navarrete is Ruben Villa with the sleeper of this year when it comes to big fights. Adorno, his opponent pulled out. We got to definitely touch on that. Chicano Prophet has some beef with Stitz Duran. I am going to definitely bring that up. And, of course, Oktoberfest, a list of fights. All right, all this stuff and a lot more after this.
We come out chased by hounds. Round and round we go, wearing a pinche rabbit's foot for luck, just ahead of the fucking hounds. ¿Qué hubo? ¡Ah! ¡Qué vida es! ¡Qué loca vida, home!
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. No hay que... Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
I invite him into the ring, and like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
What's your prediction for the fight, then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas.
We come out chased by hounds.
All right, we're here. Who's down with HCP, Chief Funky?
Everybody.
Everybody. All right. Check this out. First things first. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Chicano, I'm going to start with you. Talk to us.
Well, I got to say the Branchik Cepeda fight, that was the good. It was good for everybody. I was so glad that I caught it live. It was action-packed. I've always been a Branchik fan. I've always liked his style, and he came and he brought it. The bad was the fight too, man. And I mean badass. Badass knockdowns, badass ending. Great time. And then the ugly was unfortunately the ending. After the knockout, after the exhilaration, it was really hard to watch. And I watched it back again, and it felt like he was down forever. And to me, that was the ugly. But that's what they're there to do, and I'm appreciative of everything that these fighters go through to give us entertainment. So salute to them.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Chief Funky, give me the good, the bad, and the ugly of boxing this past week.
Well, I mean, it's a no-brainer with the good. You got to go Cepeda versus Baranchik. One of the most crazy fights I've ever seen in my life. The bad, man, I mean, I don't want to copy Chicano, so I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to have to say that Fox PVC card was bad, dude. I mean, that was just I was not entertained by it at all. The ugly, I would have to say, I would have to jump on the bandwagon with Chicano about how the EMTs and the response to Baranchik after the knockout, that was ugly to me. So, but man, great weekend. We had a historical fight, man.
Yeah, definitely. We had a hell of a fight, without a shadow of a doubt, man. I definitely enjoyed the hell out of that fight. Okay, we all know the good is that fight. Okay, I mean when it comes to Cepeda versus Moranchik, we are talking about a fight that we're going to be talking about for years to come. You know what I mean? I know. I talked to G Funky outside the internet about this, but yeah, a lot of future generations are going to be like, man, there was no people there, like because it's going to be kind of foreign to them because we're not used
Hmm.
to there being no fans in attendance. Shout out to Sonteo Media and Run PMC, A Rod, all you guys. Stay tuned. An opportunity to win some moolah. Okay, especially these times when there's no money out there, you got to win some money. You know what I mean? The ugly was that PBC card, man. Those twins, not really that. I'm not that impressed. Okay, I forgot the name of the twins actually, but I was not that impressed. I was not impressed with that card in general, at all. And the bad, I mean, just in general. Although yes, Cepeda and Baranchik made up for it in abundance. The reality is, man, we need more boxing. We need boxing throughout the day. We need stacked cards. Now that is coming, but we didn't have it this week. And I kind of wish we had that. So with that said, let's talk about Cepeda versus Baranchik. All right. Sure, it's been a while. First of all, let me ask you guys. I just want a number. Chief Funky, how many times have you watched the fight?
About 4 times since it happened.
Chicano, how many times have you watched the fight?
3 times.
3 times. Chat, post how many times you watched this fight, because I want to know. I watched the fight 4 times. 4 freaking. You know how long it's been since I watched the fight 4 times? I'm like a crackhead that finally got that high again and shit. You know what I mean? I had to go line after line again and shit. You know what I mean? I got that nice weed again that I didn't get for a while. Like, damn, this is the good shit right here. I need some more of this. Chief Funky, what was your thinking? We've all seen the fight. But what was your process? What was your experience while you watch Cepeda versus Baranchik? Walk us through it.
Man, that fight literally woke me up from being pretty exhausted from a busy day that I had last Saturday. I got a chance to watch Gabe Flores, who's from the area. That kind of got me a little bit, awake, but not like Cepeda versus Baranchik. I mean, right out of the gate, you seen Baranchik come out and throw this massive left hook at Cepeda, try to knock him out immediately with that shot. But as I'm watching, and I'm like, man, Cepeda goes down a couple times in the first round. He gets up, and right away I'm looking at his face, and I could just tell he's like, you know what? I'm down big. I gotta leave the boxing for another night. I'm gonna have to fight this dude in order to win here. He comes back and gets a knockdown. We should have had 2 knockdowns in the second round. One wasn't called. But then as he knocks Baranchik down and he gets dropped, I mean, the back and forth was just insane in this fight. I've never seen I'm sure we're all going to say the same thing. We've never seen a fight where guys are going down multiple times in every single round of the fight. Like that just sounds scripted. It sounds like something you would see in a movie. But it actually happened in real life. I'm sitting there, like, first I'm laying on the couch. Next thing you know, I'm sitting up. Next thing you know, I'm yelling. I'm jumping up and down. I got my wife getting mad at me because I'm yelling so loud.
Right?
Yeah, man, I'm going crazy, man. And, just that fight is really, really what we needed. I mean, it's been such a long layoff in between good fights. This year has been, obviously the pandemic has made things bad, but yeah, we needed that, man. We needed that one bad. And it's a historical fight, man. I've been watching boxing for almost 30 years now. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm getting old, but I've never seen a fight with this much back and forth, with this many times both guys going down. I don't think I'll ever see something like this again in my lifetime. I hope I do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I do. But the only thing that I think is even close to this would be from my memory and watching when it actually happened would be Kevin Kelly versus Prince Nassim. with all the knockdowns back and forth. Not as many as this one, but both guys went down multiple times. That fight ended in a crazy knockout, kind of like this one. And I mean, just fight of the year, KO of the year, in my opinion. I don't know. It's going to be hard to top it, man. This takes it right here, man. It's going to be very, very hard to get a better fight than this, man. I mean, salute to both guys. And Zepeda, I mean, hey, some good things are ahead for him, I think, man. But those were my thoughts, man.
We're going to touch on that for sure. And shit, this one takes the cake. This shit's taking the whole bakery, okay? This shit bought the bakery, all right? It signed a check for it. It's a wrap for fight of the year. It's taking the cake. It's taking the bakery, the person that makes the cakes, everything. That old lady that makes all those good cakes, taking that too, all right? And it's going to make a lot of cakes. Chicano, we of course saw the fight, but tell us about how you felt watching this fight. What was your process?
Yeah, man. Well,
experience. Go ahead.
For sure. Well, I was a few beers in, and my girlfriend was walking by, and she happens to like Branchick.
She's just beers now.
No, I'm getting off the weed. 8 days in, feeling good. I'm dragging a little bit, but that's okay. But I had a good buzz going because I like Zepeda. I like Branchick. My girlfriend, she's always liked watching Branchick. She walked by, noticed that he was backstage and they were going to go into a fight. So she joined me. She always likes the chingazos, you know. So, man, it paid off right away. It was just an exciting fight to watch. It was a whirlwind. At the time, like, the fight didn't last that long, but it felt like it was going at such a high pace for so long. The back and forth, the in-between rounds, it was super exciting. Kenny Bayless, you know, he kind of annoyed me a little bit here and there. Like, he didn't count that knockdown. I felt like he got in the way of them a little bit too much, but it didn't take away from the fight. Those guys, to me, were laser focused on each other. It seemed to me like when I was watching the fight that Zepeda was always doing enough to counter Branchick very well. And sometimes just when I thought Branchick would kind of get the advantage, Zepeda would do something. And then I did feel like it was ultimately going his way. And it ended in just a brutal knockout. And it was sensational to watch. We enjoyed it. Glad Branchick's okay. And we need more fights like that to kind of wet our whistle. We do like the chingazos here. I mean, that is why we watch it. So, man, that was a damn fun little Saturday for us.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something while I was watching this fight. Okay. I mean, the first round was enough. Like, I felt like I got my time worth it in that first round. This dude, Branchick, comes out throwing white-ass hooks at a southpaw. I'm thinking, this dude's out of his mind. And then he knocks him down, right? I'm thinking to myself, when Zepeda gets up, Zepeda will be fine. Bam, hits him again. Drops him again. I saw what Zepeda was trying to do. He abandoned his jab. Not that he ever started using a jab, right? But he completely abandoned his jab is what he did, right? And I saw that it was trying to set up, okay, you know, that straight punch. And Branchick, you know, he was so aggressive that it caught him off guard. And I forgot to say this, actually. Did you guys see it when he took off that robe? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. He was big.
Yeah. Time to play the game. Like, what is this, Triple H, bro? Like is Zepeda gonna box Triple H?
Seriously,
like, what's going on with this dude? Look big. I'm like, this dude ain't no freaking 140-pounder. That dude's at least 15 pounds over. He said he was at least 10 pounds heavier than Zepeda. So that's where I knew, and you could tell in the fight that he was a lot stronger than him. His punches were having a bigger effect. Zepeda's punches were crisper. Okay, those were like nice, clean shots he was landing, and obviously he did the job. But what was it? 8 knockdowns? 8 knockdowns?
Should have been 9 if they counted that one in the second. But yeah, 8.
8 or 9 knockdowns in 5 rounds, dude. That is amazing, right? Now I know if you guys can't read or not, but that's the easiest $5 you could ever make in your life if you're looking at the chat. Easiest $5 you ever make. All right? I'm letting you guys know right now. All right? But luck. All right? Pay attention to the show. You could win money. I'm going to give away a lot of money today. So all you got to do is pay attention. All right? Now, if you don't pay attention, I keep money. You know what I mean? I'll go spend the money tonight. It's all good. You know? But I'm not going to give it to Chicano. We know what he's going to do with the money. Okay? But that's a different story. All right? But anyway, guys, yeah, this is kind of a stupid question, but Chicano, fight of the year so far?
100% for me, has to be. There's no other alternative.
Yeah. Chief Bucky, what do you think? Fight of the year so far?
No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. And
Let's
I
ask
think
a tougher
even,
question.
well, I just want to say this before you go on. Even if we had a normal year with fights all in between those months that we didn't have, I think this will definitely take it anyway, you know? But yes,
Let
definitely.
me ask a tougher question. Best fight of the last 10 years, Chicano.
You know what? It depends. You know, I really like when fights are back and forth when it's at a really high level. Love these two guys at 140, both definitely top 10. But for me, when I think about like the best fight of the last 10 years, it has to be when it's done at the elite level. So I wouldn't say it's the best fight for me of the last 10 years, but it's got to be right up there.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Shit. Chief Funky, what do you think?
I would say it is, although one of my favorite fights in the last 10 years would be Orlando Salido versus Juanma Lopez, the second fight that they had. That fight was back and forth, a war.
Was that
but
in the last
I think,
10 years, though? Maybe
yeah,
it was. I'm
I
sure.
believe that was 2011 when that fight happened.
Okay.
So we're close, but yeah, to me, that's one of my favorite fights to watch ever. But this one right here, man, I have to say it is. It's definitely the best one in the last 10.
Salido Vargas, right?
That's another good one too, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fight. So, hey, what's next for Cepeda, Chief Funky? I mean, would you be okay with a rematch between these two guys? I mean, usually when a fight's this good, they make it happen again. You know what I mean? Because it markets itself, right? They could even put it on the undercard of a big fight or something like that. But rematches, you know, what would you do if you're Cepeda at this point? Well, what are you looking for?
Well, if I'm Cepeda, I mean, I'm looking at the division, right? You got Josh Taylor and you got Jose Ramirez, who both have the belts sewn up, right? And it looks like we're going to get undisputed here at 140.
Right.
He's been in there with Ramirez. A lot of people think he won that fight, close fight. So you know, man, he could make a case. Hey, look, man, if Ramirez wins and becomes undisputed, I should be the first guy in line. You know, but who knows if that's going to happen? As far as this fight goes, man, you know, this is just me talking personally. If I was in Baranchik's management, his team, I don't know if I'd rush him right back in, especially after that kind of knockout. But like you said, the fight will sell itself, and if they put it on the undercard of a pay-per-view, it could, you know, they can make some good money. You know, this will be a great. I know we don't like to use the word co-feature around here, but it'll make a good fight just before the main event of a big pay-per-view. Because I think that these guys, they just have that style to where it's going to be like this no matter what. I mean, I know that Cepeda probably could have made it a little bit easier on himself, but the fact that this guy came out throwing bombs and catching them early, you know, made him fight the way that he fought that night. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put him right back in after such a brutal knockout and such a brutal fight. But I mean, it all depends on the money. We all know money talks and bullshit walks, man.
Well, absolutely. And Chicano, what do you think? What do you think Cepeda should do next, in your opinion?
I feel like he should go back into a contention towards fighting the champions. Should Ramirez and Taylor unify, I think he needs to try to stay right up there. I think Branchik should take a break. I already thought he was slightly getting a little worn anyways. Tremendous fighter. I think he should take a break, relax, get some perspective. If he wants to continue, completely up to him, of course. But he really gave us a great fight. He's a machine. He's going to keep going at it. So when we do see him back in the ring, I want to make sure he's up to it. So I would like to wait and see what he is. I'd like to have him wait for just a little while at least.
Absolutely. Rob PMC, congratulations. You just won $5. Okay, that is easy as that. You know what I mean? There you go. All right. Just don't listen to Chicano. He's like, hey, send me some. I'll give you half. Bro. I got some good stuff. No. He's trying to lay off the weed. Remember? Okay, you know what I mean? All right. So anyway, just tune in. You win money. You want to listen to those politicians on TV ain't giving you money, right? They're giving you shit, right? Just false promises. That's all they're giving you. Or you can listen to I was going to say PBC, HCP. All right. and make yourself some money. That's it. You could watch the boxing on mute. The fight's on mute and listen to us. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Right. Make yourself as easy as that. Ask Rump PMC if he just got his $5. Go ahead and ask. All right. Anyway, Robin Hood around these parts. You know what I mean? That's what I am. All right. Anyway, about Cepeda, man, I know. Like, this is from Cepeda's perspective now. Okay, not the fans' perspective. If I'm Cepeda, I'm calling Ramirez the fuck out. I'm calling him out. Okay. All right. I'm calling this dude out. I'm saying, hey, yo, I want to fight you. I beat you. People feel I won. I should be in your position right now. I should be the unified champ. That's my spot that you stole from me when those judges, gave you that fight. Where you at, Ramirez? Where you at? You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I know we want to see the undisputed fight, but if I'm Cepeda, I'm like, I want Ramirez now. Right? We got some unfinished business. Right? One, it was a good fight. Speaking of good fights, something about Cepeda is always in good fights.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm calling him out. That's it. And if Ramirez isn't won any, that makes me look better because it makes it look like he's ducking me. All right? At the end of the day, I could say he ducked me. I could say, why are you running? All right? Anyway, here's the other thing. All right? I say, why not? I'll fight Branchik again. Let me tell you guys something. If he uses his jab, he beats Branchik pretty easily. Right? I thought, last week when I said I would love to give myself some credit, but I can't. Right? Last week when I said, man, it's gonna be a good fight. You guys got to tune in. I didn't think it was gonna be that good. Right? Like, never in my wildest dream was it. Oh yeah, totally. 8 knockdowns, 5 rounds. Tune in, guys. Okay. I felt it would be a good competitive fight up until, and I felt that Cepeda would control him with a jab, late round stoppage or decision, something like that. Went nothing like that, but hey, all right. 92 Aku says, hey, he feels that he did win against Ramirez. So he's not alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rump PMC says, I do not know if Cepeda is getting a rematch with Ramirez. Robert Garcia said they are planning to move to 147 after the Taylor fight. All right. What were you going to say, G Funky?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yes, that's a very close fight. I mean, could have gone either way.
Right. So there you go. At the end of the day. He also knocked out one of Taylor's best wins. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That out there. I'm just putting that out there, guys. The guy Ramirez beat knocked out the guy Taylor beat. I know that doesn't mean anything, but I'm just saying it anyway. I'm petty like that. You know what I mean? So it's all good. This is HCP 30, man. October 7th edition. Man, oh man. Shout out to the Leave It in the Ring Network. I'm going to go ahead and, before we get our guest on, we want to do a quick prospect watch. Pay attention to the prospect watch. Okay? Pay close attention. All right? If you pay close attention, you could win yourself $5. Easy. The easiest $5 you ever make in your life. All you got to do is pay attention. That's it. All right? Are you guys ready to win $5? Oh, Chicano and G-Funk can't win, though. That's that. You know what I mean? You guys ain't winning shit. All right? But with that said, here we go. Pay attention. Win some money. All right?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to do a prospects video of the week. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, a middleweight, fights at 154 from Chihuahua, Mexico. He's a Mexican Olympian from the year 2016. His professional record is 10-0, 5 knockouts. He is technically a free agent. He, for the last 4 years, has been promoted by Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports, and he was just released this week. He's already signed up with Rick Meridian, who is the manager of Jose Ramirez, the unified champion at 140. And Rick Meridian has done a fantastic job promoting Jose in Fresno and negotiating his contracts with Top Rank, with several fights in Las Vegas already, and even one in Dallas, Texas, with his win over Maurice Hooker. So Rick Meridian will now be managing Misael El Chino Rodriguez, along with another Ringstar Sports fighter, Lindolfo Delgado. My suspicion is that he's going to either continue to promote them through PBC, which both of them have had several fights on their cards, or present them to Top Rank. Rick Meridian has a fantastic relationship with Top Rank, so we'll see at middleweight what they can offer Misael El Chino Rodriguez from Chihuahua, Mexico. Lindolfo Delgado, 11-0, 11 knockouts, was also with Richard Schaefer for the last 4 years, so he's a free agent. He also has signed with Rick. He's from Nuevo León, Mexico, and he landed on the Fox pay-per-view event between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, so he had a real nice televised knockout there on that pay-per-view on a big stage there in Arlington, Texas. So Lindolfo Delgado and Misael El Chino Rodriguez will be, my suspicion is that they're going to be either landing on Top Rank or continue to be on PBC. I highly doubt that they're going to get pushed towards Golden Boy or Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, which are having some real problems with the zone. So El Chino Rodriguez, Lindolfo Delgado. Here's a flyer of them. They had a co-promotional deal with Promociones del Pueblo, which to me made a lot of sense since both of them were Mexican Olympians, and they had several fights there in Chihuahua where Misael is from, and Nuevo León, Monterrey, where Lindolfo's from. So I don't know if that promotional deal continues now that the deal with Richard Schaefer is broken, but we'll see what's next for them. My suspicion is that all Ringstar Sports fighters are free agents, including the Valderas brothers, Carlos and Jose from Santa Maria, and probably Joe Joyce from the UK as well. Anybody affiliated with Richard Schaefer, I'm sure is a free agent. I'm Sonteo on behalf of D-Style and G-Funky on the show Hispanics Causing Panic on the Leave It in the Ring network every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Shout out to Sonteo. Right, good stuff right there. Man, Richard Schaefer, how the mighty have fallen, huh?
Right.
Yeah. The snake.
You know, that's right. What happened to Richard Schaefer's night at Tuaku? I don't know. You guys want to win an easy $5? Give me the name of the first prospect that was mentioned. All right, that's it. That's all you got to do. And his record, the name and the record to win $5. That's it. That's all you got to do. The first one to do it. And no one in chat does it on archive. You could win it if no one's done it on the here. That's all you got to do. Easiest $5 you ever win, just like that. Boom, making it rain. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. With that said, we're waiting on our guest here. While we wait, Ron PMC, look at this. He just won himself, right? Another $5. He made $10. Look at this.
This guy's a rich man, bro.
For sure.
See, that's what happens around here on HCP, baby. You know,
easy money.
Hey, you guys are gonna let Ron PMC take all the money, right? That's how because you want to watch the VP debate. Okay, it's fine. All right. Last I checked, Kamala Harris and Pence ain't sending you money. Right. Last I checked. I don't know. Maybe they are. But that's it. Unless you're really rich, you get tax breaks. Other than that, you get shit.
Well, we know Pence is not, and they didn't stop the whole stimulus thing now. So
there's no stimulus check. You guys got to tune into the HCP to make money now. Shit. Right. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll be having Danny Roman live in a little bit. It was 28-3 with one draw. Okay. And speaking of, he just popped up. So let's bring him on. All right. The one, the only, Danny Roman. How's it going, man? How's it going?
How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro?
Doing really good at 28-3-1, super bantamweight. That's 122 pounds for all you casuals out there. All right. First of all, big win on a boxing pay-per-view. Talk to us, man. How do you assess your performance against a really credible opponent in Payano?
Oh yeah, I mean, Payano's a great fighter, veteran. He came and fight, man. A smart fighter. It was a close fight. I believe it was a close fight. I saw it again, and I believe it was a close fight, but we got the edge of it, and we made it our night.
Yeah, absolutely. wanting a rematch with Akhmadiliev? I don't know how to pronounce that name, but are you looking for a rematch against him? Because you were on a roll for a couple of years, and then that kind of set you back a little bit. Now you're back on the saddle after that Payano win. Do you want a rematch with that guy?
Of course, I still believe we still got unfinished business. Last fight against him, I still believe I won. But we got to respect the judge's decision, and yeah, we still got unfinished business, like I said, and I would love that rematch with MJ.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's what they call them then. They abbreviated, right? That's all good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief Funky.
Hey, man. I got a few questions here, man, but I want to ask a sort of a generic question, I guess. But it's fun to me to know how people got into boxing. So let us know how you got into boxing.
Well, it all started with a soccer game, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in elementary school. I was around 7, 8, I believe. And once you're the owner of the ball, it's my ball, my rules. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I kicked the ball over the fence, and they came after me. I got beat up. Came home crying. At that time, my cousin and my brother were boxing with my uncle. So my dad said, you know what, it's time for you to learn how to defend yourself. And so that's how I started, man. Getting beat up by playing soccer.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. But I want to ask about what you go by in the ring, the baby-faced assassin. Now, yes. we're all familiar with that name with Marco Antonio Barrera, who was one of my favorite fighters growing up. He reminded me of Chavez. But to me, your style, I don't know if you chose that name because you were a Barrera fan or what, but for me, you don't really fight like Barrera. To me, you fight a little more like Marquez. But why'd you decide to pick that name?
Oh, my manager gave me that name, Babyface Assassin. They used to call me back as a kid, Chapito. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I want to go with a different name now. So I was like, you know what? You got that babyface, and you're an assassin in the ring. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna call you Babyface Assassin. So that's how it all started, and by my manager. So that's when they started calling me Babyface Assassin.
Yeah, we're all Hispanics here. I'm sure we all have embarrassing nicknames when we were kids, There's no way I'm going to tell you what mine was, but but I want to ask you something that's a little interesting to me. Being that, there's a pandemic and professional sports came back, boxing was like the first sport to really come back and start doing events with, with the bubble and things like that. But I just want to ask you, is it hard to adjust being in the bubble for a fight like this, especially a pay-per-view fight? Because, I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure there, being that you're on a pay-per-view, you want to show out, you want to look good and things like that. But does the bubble affect you guys? I know that there's a lot of people in other sports that are saying that it's affecting them. Not too much in boxing, though, although a few people have said it's kind of messed them up. But, I mean, is it a weird adjustment?
It is, but this is what requires for us to fight, So we gotta adjust to it, make adjustments to it. But yeah, I mean, you're limited on everything. You can only go to certain places. You gotta go back to your room. You can't eat it. You can't be in a group. You gotta eat by yourself in your room. So all of that, all that plays a big part. You can't even go out the hotel where you're staying, because you gotta stay in the bubble. And even during training, it's like really limited. Everything, the sparring partners, certain places you can't go that you're used to going, get yourself ready. And like I said, everything's limited, but you gotta make the right adjustments, try to work around it, try to get your work done, and try to be your 100% for the fights.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people. There's only been a few cases I've seen from boxers. Like, I know Benavidez came out and said he had trouble with him making weight due to the bubble and things like that. But I want to talk to you now. I have a question about the fight. You're in there with Payano, a guy who's a southpaw, moves around a lot. He's kind of awkward. But I just want you to explain to some of the fans here on our show, because we talk about this often here, about how difficult it could be to fight guys and try to trap guys who just don't want to be trapped. You know, like Payano, you can see his game plan was to move around the ring and stay moving and things like that. Do you have like multiple game plans against going in against a guy like that? You know, in case one thing doesn't work, you go to the next thing.
Of course, you know, you get ready for doing training camp with all that stuff, but like everything's different at the last moment. You know, everything changes at the last moment. You gotta like play round by round and make the proper adjustments to get used to the fighter, whatever he's bringing, and try to get your style done as well. But like, I mean, he came in, did his fight. I did my fight and broke him down the final rounds, and that's when we're like make the rounds clear that we're winning the fight. But yeah, you could say like the middle rounds, it was close rounds. It could have gone either way. But like overall, I believe I took the second half and a few of the beginning of the rounds as well.
Yeah, I know it's we all know, the hardcores know at least, that the lower weight classes, you know, knockouts don't always come, you know, like they do in the heavier weight classes. So do you feel like there's any pressure, like especially when you're on like a pay-per-view where you get a lot more exposure? Do you feel like there's a little bit more pressure to try to get a knockout, or do you just say, you know what, I'm just going to go in here and do what I do best, and if it's a decision, it's a decision?
No, I mean, like, you're always you know, you're gonna be on pay-per-view. You know everybody's gonna be, their eyes is gonna be on you. So like you try to impress everybody. You know, you're trying to win, but at the same time, you try to make the smart fight in order to win. You know, and if everybody wants to see knockout, you know, and like that's what you're aiming for, and that's you. But you at the same time, you got to be careful because you're exposing yourself as well.
Right, Chicano.
Hey, Danny. Thanks for coming on, man. Just a couple questions for sure. When you were talking about training up and leading up to the bubble, I saw in one of your previous interviews, you mentioned that your manager and trainer, Eddie Gonzalez, got you like a private gym. And so I was just curious about your relationship with him. It sounds like you've been with him for a really long time. And I wanted to know a little bit more about the dynamics of your relationship with him and how you guys work together.
Oh, yeah. Me and Eddie, my manager trainer, we go way back as a kid, you know. I know him since I was 8 years old. We used to work out. He used to train me, but something happened. The gym closed. Everybody took their own way, and you know, I came back as professional. And I was like, you know what, Eddie, let's go back with Eddie. You know, we had good connections. We connected good, and we've been with him since our career as professionals. Wow. And it's been good. He knows my boxing style. He knows what to do. He knows me well. We got a good relationship, and you know, we're a team. You know.
All right. Speaking of career, tomorrow marks the 10-year anniversary of your pro debut, and you've had one hell of a career. I've watched it, and it's been amazing to see like the evolution. You've earned everything the hard way. You've done a lot of cool things. Traveled internationally, unified. Had some bumps in the road early. You've been at the top of the mountain, and now you're like in the golden years of your career, and you're getting close to being in contention to get back what's yours. And I just want to ask you, like, what your perspective is now, thinking about like how you started back in the day and to how it's played out. Do you have time to reflect, or are you just kind of focused on what's going on right now?
You know what? Well, since I started 2020, you know, I was like, you know what? I got 10 years being a professional. But now that you said it, yeah, tomorrow is official
Double
day.
tree.
Yeah. The official day, man. You just brought back good memories, man.
That's good, man.
First professional fight, I think it went 40 seconds, I believe.
Wow.
With a body shot, I took him out, and that was the beginning of my professional career. Then after that, it was my second fight. It was a rematch. It was a war. Man, good memories, you know. And I spend it with my team. That's what makes me happy. And it makes me proud, you know, says I've been with the people that I started with, and you know, let's keep on going. Let's get back to the top. We're on top again, and you know, we're working back again, and little by little, but we'll get there soon. And like you said, we're gonna get back what belongs to us, and hopefully everything goes great. Hopefully everything gets better, especially with this pandemic going on. And you know, I just want everything to go back to normal, you know. We miss people. We miss the crowd. It was too quiet during the fight.
Yeah,
It's,
I saw in one of your other interviews you were mentioning how you thought it would be the same, but your perception afterwards that it was a little bit different being in the ring with the opponent.
yeah, yes, it was. It was a little too quiet. You know, it was just the corner screaming, and you know, but I think the people, you know, the crowd, the fans, they bring the adrenaline. They transmit the adrenaline to you. You know, you feel that motivation as well, and it does change a little, but like you know, either way, you gotta look at the guys in front of you, and that's what I did that night. You know, just concentrate on the guys in front of me and try to get this fight done quick.
For sure, man. Looking forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're muted, D-Style.
All right, my bad. Okay, I do want to ask you, right? I was imitating the crowd. You know, but look, if there was a crowd in attendance, like, you know, every time if you got a combination off and the crowd was going wild, if you had that energy, right? Do you feel you might have gotten a knockout in that Payano fight, or do you think it would have ended by decision either way?
I mean, I can say it because you know, I gotta be at the moment to like let you know how it was. But like yeah, that got to do with it. You know, the people, you feel that motivation, you feel that crowd pumps you even more. But like I believe we did a smart fight. I mean, Payano, he came in. Payano's not like you can say an easy guy. You know,
Right.
He came to fight, and he did a smart fight that night, and I had to make the proper adjustments for him, and we made it our night, like I said.
Okay. Another fighter that was on that card, new to the division, is Neri, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would you like to fight Luis Neri? Would you like to fight with him?
Of course, you know, I'm a fighter, you know. I'll fight anybody that they put in front of me, especially this fight being a WBC title eliminator. The winner of this fight, me or Payano, was going to face the winner of Alameda and Neri. So, you know,
Okay.
I'm in this road already, you know. A fight's a fight, you know. And if that one's coming up first, or the rematch with MJ's coming, you know, that's what I want. But, you know, I'm ready to fight either one.
Anything you saw in the Neri fight, because he's with Reynoso now, right? So anything you saw that you believe, and you don't have to reveal it, but any things you saw that you think you could exploit if you were to get in the ring with Neri?
You know what? I didn't see the fight and I still haven't seen it.
Okay.
I was going back, you know, with all this protocols going on, I couldn't see the fight. And by the time I was ready to see the fight, I was already in the room. But like, well, we'll see. I got to check them out and I'll sure let you know.
Some people have some questions here. Naitoku wants to know, who do you think would win, Neri or Inoue in a fight? Who do you think would win that fight, in your opinion?
Both of them, they're great fighters, you know. Depends who hits first. Both of them got that power, yeah.
Right.
And but like I think Inoue.
Yeah.
I think a guy got power, man. He's taking guys out with just one punch, you know.
Payano
even,
as well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with Inoue.
Okay. So how do you think? Because I know you mentioned they're both big punches, right?
Yes.
Are you worried about their power? If you were to get in the ring with them, you think you could take their power?
Of course, you know, proper adjustments, smart fight, and we'll see after the first round, you know. But like I know, making the right camp and the right strategy to fight them, I believe anybody can be beat. It's boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Another question here. How was your experience fighting in Japan?
I love Japan, man. Different culture. People love boxing over there. They know their boxing. Great people. A lot of respect. Different crowd from we're used to here in the States. And I love Japan, man.
You're kind of quiet, right?
It is.
Right. So
Compared
you were used
to
it. I mean.
compared to the crowd over here.
Right. You might as well have fought in Japan 2 weeks ago. It's quiet and everything. Well, I want to thank you for coming in. It's always great to have you on. I hope you get your world title shot. I hope to have you on in the future. Go ahead, Chief Funky.
I want to ask him something since people are asking him picks. For me, the most anticipated fight for me for the remainder of the year is Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. So I want to know, man, who do you got winning and why?
Oh man, look, I like Teofimo. Man, he got future. Kid is strong, smart. He's young, but I think he's gonna have a complicated fight, man. And I don't think he'll beat Lomachenko, man. Lomachenko's another level, man. He got the experience as well, and he got the timing. Boxing is timing, man. And I think Lomachenko got it. I like Teofimo, man. I want him to win, but I think it's gonna be complicated against Lomachenko, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Lopez, but Lomachenko he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but I just think he's gonna land something clean, man. What do you think about this one, Spence and Garcia? Because there's a lot of questions about Spence after his accident. What do you think, man?
Well, hopefully that accident, that big accident he had, it doesn't. I mean, it might affect him, and it might not. But hopefully he'll be right in his mind, and overall, he does a great fight. Garcia, he's a power. He throws bombs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But even Spence, he can hit too. But we got to see how after the first round how he's gonna react after that big accident he had.
Yeah, I couldn't let him go without no picks, man. I gotta get some picks from him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. A lot of the pros are picking Lomachenko. I'll tell you that. Like almost every fighter we've had on is picking Lomachenko. So that tells you a lot, if anything. So
Yeah.
I want to thank you, for coming on. Danny Roman, the baby-faced assassin.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having
you.
me, and have a good one, man.
You too, brother.
All right, man. Danny Roman, man, big win for him, defeating Payano. And I got to tell you, he sounds confident. He wants that rematch from his most previous loss. I mean, he had a loss in 2013 that set him back a little bit, but then he beat Payano. And he wants that rematch. It was a close fight as well, and he's looking at Neri. And I got to tell you, the way Neri's looking with Reynoso.
Oh boy.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Now we gotta keep it real, JT. Fuck you. The pros they're picking Lomachenko a lot, bro.
He is the logical pick. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that Teo could catch him with something big, man. I do.
Yeah. Now, do you guys want to win some money? $5, the easiest $5 you ever make in your life. All right, easiest. You guys ready? All right, in the chat, are you ready? Because Robin Hood, I stole from the rich and I'm going to give to the poor. All right, I'm not calling you guys poor. But
say the needy.
what is the record of Danny Roman? His professional boxing record. Win, loss, draws, all of it. That's all you got to do. Post in the chat. You'll win some money. More money coming on as we continue. We're just giving away money, bro. I just feel giving.
The celebration.
It's the holiday season starts in October now, bro. Like, you know what I mean? This is what we do. Okay?
Slow it down. Slow it down. I hate the holidays, man. It just reminds me of cold weather and everything getting sick.
Again, bro. He doesn't stop. He's taking all your money, guys.
He's cleaning up.
Taking money like that, just snatch it from you. Okay, like a lunch bully and shit. Like, give me those $5 right now. All right? Just letting this dude take your money. All right? Well, watch. Cash App's going to be like, yo, something's up with this dude's account. All right? Man.
But this is what we do here on HCP. Maybe the home of real boxing talk right here, man.
So run PMC. All right? I'm going to go ahead and wire you your money right now. He's already made $15 listening on this show. Okay, no other show going to give you $15 just like that. Okay, all you got to do is listen. A lot of you didn't think I was being serious. Okay, Run PMC, it's been sent. Confirm to the chat once it's been sent, please. Thank you very much. Okay, John, look, you were close. All right, I see Puck, I was close tonight at Tuaku. Run is on fire, says no Paul. No Paul doesn't want to win money, bro. He's just witnessing. You know what I mean?
You got to ask Canelo questions for him, then he'll get them all right.
All right. Wow, great stuff, man. What'd you think, Chicano, of Danny Roman? You saw him on TV. You got to ask him some questions. It's always good to get that fighter perspective. And has he changed your mind on that, Lomachenko Lopez fight? What's up?
Well, he sounds like he's a great guy. I was listening to his interviews, really down to earth, very disciplined, and he sounds like he's a really loyal guy towards his team. And he stays humble, and he's worked very hard his entire career. So I'm looking forward to continuing to see how he handles these great years that he has coming up. He switched networks. He's with PBC now, so he should be in line for some good fights, hopefully. As far as him switching my mind, a lot of fighters have called for Lomachenko, and I get it. He is the favorite, and it's one hell of a fight, and Lomachenko is incredibly skilled. But still rolling with Teofimo, baby, and I'm putting some big-ass money on it because that's where the odds are, and I'm rolling with him that night.
I'm right there with you, man. But to touch on Danny Roman, yeah, man, he seems like a really cool dude, and that question, I know it seems like kind of like a generic question to ask, well, what got you into boxing, but it's always kind of cool to find out how these guys got involved in the sport.
For sure.
Yeah, as far as the Lopez and Lomachenko, look, man, I get it. He's the odds-on favorite for a reason, I understand that. He's definitely one of the best in the sport right now. I just think that from what I've been seeing from him lately, he's been getting touched up by some guys. He's coming out. Just look at the effects on his face. He's coming out bruised up, swollen sometimes, getting knocked down at this lightweight division. So I think Teo's got the speed and the power to do something, man. Here, I really think he's a live dog. And I'm right there with you, Chicano Prophet. I'm going to lay down some Ferio because, if he comes through, man, it's going to be woo, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. And, and I see those same things with Lomachenko, but I didn't want to state it because I don't want to take anything away from Teofimo because when he wins, Teofimo's not old. This is a damn good fight. They're both ready to go. I can't wait.
Man, it's almost here, dude. Oh, it is almost
3-1
here.
underdog. Is that for real? What I'm reading right now?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna bet on Teofimo Lopez.
Get it in now, man. Because I'm telling you, the closer the fight gets, it's gonna get.
Yeah. Run PMC's gonna bet $15 right now because I know he's got the money. You know what I mean? So he's gonna bet $15 right now on Lomachenko, and we're gonna have a big cash prize next week. You guys got to tune in for that one. Okay, unless you want to let Run PMC just take all your money, go ahead. It's all good to me. You know what I mean? Emmanuel Navarrete against Ruben Villa. This is the most underrated fight of the year, in my opinion. People are overlooking. People are treating it like it's just another Navarrete outing. It's how they're treating this one. And it's not. Okay? So, I understand we wanted to see it. And look, the Jesse Magdaleno Navarrete fight is still a good fight. Win or lose if he fights him next. Don't get me wrong. He's in the mix. Okay? Magdaleno against Ruben Villa is a good fight. You know what I mean? He's in the mix. Chief Funky, how do you see this one? 4 weeks ago, we were saying, who is this guy? And then we interviewed him. And then we saw the film. How do you feel now?
Right. You're right about that. We didn't know who he was. He's under the radar. I made some phone calls to some guys that I know that are in the business that have been to a couple of his fights. And they said, hey, man, this kid, he's got the goods, So I did some research, watched some of his fights. And he is good, man. He's a blue chipper, if we could use that term in boxing. Usually you hear that in other sports, but he does have a good amateur background and things like that. Had a rivalry with Shakur Stevenson, but as far as the styles go, man, I think this is a good style clash. I think this is going to be a really good, exciting fight. I really do. To me, Villa has the better hand speed. His footwork is much better than Navarrete's. Uses good angles. He likes to, pivot and things like that.
Right.
He's more sharp and short with his punches, which I'm a really big fan of. I really like when guys throw short shots like that because they just get there quicker, you know. But he's not one of those guys like he can box, you know. He's got the footwork and the ability to stay on the outside and move around. But this kid likes to mix it up, man. From what I've seen, I've watched a couple of his fights. He doesn't mind mixing it up and getting hit, you know, which always makes for a good fight. Navarrete, you know, he's kind of the same way. You know, he doesn't mind letting his hands go either, but we know that he's very long, very rangy. Something about those guys with those long, wiry arms, they just carry power for some reason. Kind of like my favorite fighter back from 20 years ago, Felix Trinidad, had those little skinny arms but was able to generate power out of nowhere, you know. He's very unorthodox. He throws these weird, I went back and watched his fight, Navarrete versus De Vaca, which happened last year. Yeah. Dude, he was throwing some of the most awkward combinations I've ever seen. Like he landed a combination on this kid, right? This is how it started. He came in, right uppercut, left uppercut, then right hook, and dropped him with that like, who starts a combination off like that with 2 uppercuts and a left hook? Like, I mean, you just don't prepare for things like that. The odd angles, he throws a lot in volume. Here's what I think, though. I think Navarrete is going to have some success early on in the fight because I think it's going to take Villa a little bit of maybe 3-4 rounds to kind of figure out that awkward style that he has. And like I said, the weird angles he throws these punches. But I do think he'll eventually figure him out. And I think when he does, the shorter, more crisper shots, I think, are finally going to show up. And I think he's going to end up getting the win here. And I think it's going to be a barn burner, man. If I can quote the great JR, who was the WWE announcer back in the day, I think it's going to be a barn burner, man. I do. But I do see Villa. I think that the skills, the angles, and the better short punches are going to be able to find their way in between those long, wiry shots of Navarrete. So I'm going to take Ruben Villa in this one, man, and bring it back to Southern Califa, Salinas. Let's go, baby.
Salinas, California. Stand up. Stand up. Or not yet. Let's see. What do you think, Chicano? Who do you think's going to take it?
Well, you know, I think Villa definitely deserves this title shot. You know, he kind of crept up on me as well, but I had a chance to look at his film. Very solid boxer. I think he does a lot of things very well. And I've been reading some of his interviews and why his team is so confident. And they should be confident. They're here. They want to take the title. And I know that he believes that he's the bigger guy, but I'm treating Navarrete, even though he's coming up in weight, as the bigger guy. You know, you mentioned at G-Funk earlier that he's unorthodox. I think that Navarrete is going to have some surprises for Villa. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Villa handles it, especially in the long run, because Navarrete isn't going to run out of gas, in my opinion. On top of that, too, Villa doesn't have any KO power, really, and Navarrete does. So in the long run, I think Navarrete is going to take it. I got Navarrete by KO.
Well, there you go. Woo. Man, is that something? Let's see. Santel says, I asked around about Villa and a coach that had a fighter in the amateurs at the same time as Villa and said anytime Ruben entered an amateur tournament, he won the division. He was that good. Sources. Well, there you go. Yeah. We also know he went 2-2 with Shakur Stevenson, right? Mm-hmm. So you know he's damn good. This is one of the best amateurs turned pro that the U.S. has had in a while. You know, he's up there with whether you could put him up there with Spence, Shakur Stevenson, put him up there. Tank, whoever you want to name, this guy's there. And does he have that big name promoter? No, but you know who he does have? Samson. Okay. And this dude, all right, is the one that had the eye for Maravilla Martinez. All right. And I still remember when Maravilla Martinez was going to fight Paul Williams. Sound familiar? Tall, long, feared, right? All that stuff, right? How are they going to beat this guy? He's too big, like all this shit. Moved up, fought Maravilla, and guess what? Yes, Paul Williams got the decision, but who won the night? Maravilla won the night. Who should have won the fight? In my opinion, Maravilla should have won the fight. You had any doubt? We got it in the rematch. He knocked him out cold. Now here in this case, Navarrete, he's that big guy, 118 pounds, towered over guys, moving up the weight class. He's coming to Villa's neighborhood. He's like, it's my neighborhood now. Oh, actually, 122, 126. I apologize. Mistake, right? From 122 to 126. But nonetheless, he's coming to Villa's neighborhood. We interviewed Villa 2 weeks ago, and he said, I want to be one of those big names at featherweight, right? And when we talk about those names, and we got to talk about a Juan Manuel Marquez, right? Not Marquez. Marquez was 130. I apologize. God damn. But anyway, well, we got to talk about Manny Pacquiao. We got to talk about Morales, Barrera, right? A lot of legends that have fought 126 pounds, okay? And now, Lomachenko's fighting at 126, right? Southpaw, another thing that people are not mentioning here, right? Southpaw fighter, always awkward to fight. Southpaw always has somebody to spar. But let me tell you something, right? With all that said, fuck it, I'm going with Villa too. All right. I don't know if he's going to get the decision. It's going decision, right? There's going to be no knockouts in this fight. I don't think so anyway, all right? I think this is a fight to look out for. If it wasn't for the fight we just saw with Zepeda and Baranchik, I'd be telling people, look out for this. This could be the fight of the year, right? So just look out for this fight, though. This is going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a war, right?
Yes.
That's what it's going to be, right? Back alley brawl. Look out for it. October 9th. It's not on Saturday.
Friday
It's
night,
on
baby.
Friday, all right? Viernes, all right? That right after work. Go to your TV. Don't watch the NBA Finals. We all know the Lakers are winning anyway. Like, what do you want to watch a foregone conclusion for? You know what I mean? We already know the Lakers, the real kings of California, okay, are going to win it anyway. We already know this, right? To be a king, you don't have to say you're a king. You just are. That's what the Lakers are, okay? Like, they just are the kings, all right? But anyway, don't watch that. Watch Navarrete Villa, and if I'm not mistaken, the Lakers game starts a little earlier. The main event for this one might start right when LeBron James is already crowned NBA champion again. Okay. So I think it's going to have an audience. I would hope so anyway. But it might be around the fourth quarter or third. So we will see. Which is my next question. Did he get to give me a prediction, Chicano?
Yeah, I got Navarrete by KO.
Okay. Got Navarrete by KO. Chief Funky has Villa. I got Villa. Okay. It's going to be a good fight, though. But I want to ask you guys this. It's on regular ESPN. Kind of sucks at the same time as the NBA Finals, more or less. Is it going to get an audience? Chief Funky, is this fight going to get an audience, in your opinion?
I sure hope so, man. I can tell you this, man. Living here in California, most Northern California, Salinas is not far from here, just a few-hour drive. So I know that when we got guys that are on the main stage, we show up, man. You know, we show up. But I hope people do, man. I really do. I'm going to do my best to get the word out about it. I've already talked to a few people, so I hope the people do show up and watch this fight, man.
What do you think, Chicano? Is he going to get an audience?
I think that if you're already considering watching Navarrete and Villa over the NBA Finals, if you're already making that consideration, I think you very well could end up watching boxing that night. A lot of people think the finals is a foregone conclusion, and if you want to see some chingazos and a really good matchup in a fun weight division, this is the one to see. So I hope people do catch it. I know that I'll be watching for sure.
Featherweight.
By the way, the Lakers cheated us back in 2002.
Salvador. What's that?
I said, by the way, Lakers cheated us back in 2002.
The home of Salvador Sanchez. This guy cut me off to say Salvador Sanchez so he can talk his crap about the Kings. All right? It's unbelievable to me. All right? You know what the Kings are? They're dumpster juice. How about that, you funky?
Yeah, right now we are, but That wasn't the same 18 years ago.
You know what? We're not just the kings of the Lakers are the kings of the NBA. Period. Okay, so that's what that is. All right. That said, boxing rules in my house, as Bruce goes, absolutely. Pay attention. You can win some money. I'm just letting you guys know right now. Okay. So those are our picks. So again, one more time, just your pick. Chief Funky via decision.
Yes, I'm going to take him for decision.
Okay. Via decision, and then Navarrete KO or TKO, whatever, by Chicano Prophet. Okay. Miguel Dragon says you're talking about the Queens, the Sacramento Queens. All right. The refs helped the Lakers against the Kings. Look at this, bro. You sparked out a non-boxing debate, you funky. All right. Like, what's going on over here? Why you
Everybody
with
knows
the
it,
Kings, bro? What's going on?
Everybody knows it, bro. That's why everybody knows that was a fix.
Oh, because. Okay, I see how this is. All right, all this crying and shit. It's all good. It's all good. Y'all never even got to the finals and you're crying. Okay. Anyways, pay attention. I'm gonna give away more money right now. Pay attention. Okay, so pay close attention. In a little bit, I'm gonna be giving away some money. All you need is Cash App. Don't let Run PMC take all your money, guys. People are gonna think I'm just like doing it for Run PMC. All right, just But hey, if he gets the money, he gets the money. Pay attention. All right, just do that. Chief Funky can't win the money because he's a Sacramento Kings fan. All right, and Chicano can't win it because he's wearing that hat. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Oh,
I got to represent the Canelo cartel.
All right. We got Canelo Cartel, HCP in the house. Okay. But with that said, great fight. Tune in. Not plus ESPN. Not plus ESPN. You guys understand? Make sure you watch that. All right. Adorno's opponent ain't gonna be making the fight, so we don't even know his opponent. I want to say something. I'm not gonna say who this is, man. I heard some stuff. Chief Funky, we did a prospect watch on Adorno, Joseph Adorno, a couple months ago. I think it's been like a year actually. And
yeah.
I'm hearing some bad news, bro, about this kid.
His fighter pulled out again, man.
No, but I'm talking about. I'm hearing some bad news about him. Okay, aside from what we know, him missing weight in the last fight and stuff like that. Aside from that, way too young to be missing weight. Okay, that's what I've been telling guys. Like Tank Davis missing weight is not a good sign. Okay, because he's young. But Joseph Adorno, I've been hearing a lot of bad things. Okay, like I'm talking not focused, not going to the gym, not concentrating in boxing. A lot of bad stuff that I hope. And the source that's giving me this is a very reliable source, really close to Adorno, and it's not good. This is not some good news, especially because we gave him a 98% or 90% chance of becoming a world champion. He has the talent, but I really hope he picks it up. Stay tuned. You guys can win some money right now. All right. With that said, Chicano,
what's up?
We all have beefs. You know what I mean? Like we all have people we don't like. People you just look at, you don't like them, or they bother you, and stuff like that. You have this internal hatred, like this vile, like you just hate this dude. Like I need to make sure you guys understand me right now, right? Chicano Prophet hates the individual I'm about to mention. Like, it's like this hatred for him that you wouldn't believe. Like, he wants him out of the sport, right? Anything to do with boxing, doesn't want him around. Like he wants to throw hands with this guy. You know what I mean? What's with your beef with Cicerone, bro? What's going on? Because
all right,
I've never heard of somebody hate on a cut man. I need to hear this.
I'll tell you this.
By the way, before you go, the first person, now you have to have a Cash App account, okay? But the first person to put in the chat, okay, how all three of us, the winner and the method of winning, the way we have it on the Villa Navarrete fight, go, right? First one to get the winner, how D-Style, Chief Funky, and Chicano have the winner and the outcome. And you win the $5. Go ahead, but go ahead. I need to know about this Rand thing.
Sure. Well, Stitch Duran, he seems like a nice enough guy, but I've been watching this guy for years, and I've been noticing him in the corner for years. And it's
Also,
not
he's
just
not a
because
nice guy.
well, it's not. Well, this is something else entirely. It's not. I've noticed him for a while, and it's not just because of his hair or his mustache. It's because the guy's a shameless self-promoter, and it's been bugging me for a really long time. I've been watching it for years. In UFC, guy was way full of himself. On top of that, too, he would always take these high-profile fights, and after fights, he always finds ways to get close to his winner, the fighter. And I've seen him like spray off Klitschko with his misting bottle and wipe him off. Whatever he can do to get near the camera.
Really?
It's been going on like this for years, and it's been pissing me off. I was glad when Dana White cut his ass like the nobody that he was. He's just a cut man. Every time he's in the corner with his hair and his mustache, he's got like his little promotional tags, and it's been bugging me. And then I'm sitting here in the theater trying to watch Creed, and he shows up on the screen looking like Everett James Olmos or some shit. Pissed me off even more. Take it to Saturday. We're watching the Branchik fight. Branchik's laid out on the floor like this. And Stitch, the cut man for the other fighter, walks on over like he's going to do something for him with his spray bottle and his cold press. Give me a break. He's been doing this for a long time, and it's been bugging me. And I kind of know that it's irrational, but I can't help it. Oh, and he wrote a book about himself, and that pisses me off, too. What kind of cut man writes a book?
Yo, do you hate the fact that he markets himself like it says Stitch Duran on the back of his shirt and shit? Like,
yes, the whole thing. He knows where the hard camera is at all times. I'm telling you, if you watch, he's always tying up the winner. His fighter's usually the winner. He's always tying him up, being close to him, doing whatever he can, missing off the guy's face, making sure he looks okay. It's like, dude, he's fine. Back up a little bit. And well, what can I say? It's been bugging me for a while, and I'm glad it got brought to light. So, and now that you all have noticed, have learned about it, you're all going to notice it as well too.
Well, here's what I can. Here's what I want to just. Maybe you could ease up a little bit on the guy. He did come to Canelo's side when Abel Sanchez was talking about the whole stacking of the tape before the Triple G fight. So you got something, right?
Hey, honestly, he seems like a nice enough guy, and I understand that it's hard to make make a living in this business. And he found a way to get close to the fighters. I used to see him back in the day in Northern California in the amateur circuit, just hanging around. So I know that he loves boxing. So I give him credit for being able to make a living in this industry. But other than that, I don't like the way he's a shameless self-promoter.
I've never heard somebody hate on a cut man, bro. I gotta be honest. Like, man, so you think Dana White had a good point, right? Because he wanted to have the jacket with all his sponsors, and he was like, nah, just Reebok. And he made a big fuss about it, so he cut him.
That's
you
right.
think he was right?
I do. I think Stitch Duran got a little too big for his britches. Somebody had to humble his ass, and Dana White did what he had to do. And he's got a good reputation. Everybody knows. I mean, he's got his own website and his book, so people do use him all the time. And he does do fair work, from what I can tell. Although he always seems to be like on a side that doesn't really need him. So, and I have seen him do some good cuts, but I want him to deal with like a Vitaly Klitschko, Lennox Lewis type cut. I really want to see what he's made of before I start giving him some respect.
He did a good job on a cut recently, though. I can't remember who it was, but
yeah, he's the best cut man. He's the one that taught people to not put it
was that dude. Not to cut you off, D-Style, but it was that Italian heavyweight guy who fought recently when he suffered a bad cut. I think in like the second round, he was able to control it pretty well, man, because the dude was able to finish the fight.
I'll have to take a look. I do respect good work.
He's the one that taught people not to put the ear things, man, like on your ear, like on between. The cut man would wear them right here. You know what I mean? Because he had a good point. Because there's bacteria there and shit. You shouldn't use that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he has that cool. He's the one that developed that cool thing, that strap right here, and it go right here and stuff. Hey, Stitch Duran, bro. Not to mention that he had to put Stitch Duran on it. But other than that.
Hey, who was the guy? Who was the guy back in the day? I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a guy who was a cut man. He used to tape images on his head. He had like a bald head, and he would tape these images on his head, and it always bothered me. I guess I'm just kind of a germ freak, but this guy was always putting Vaseline in guys' cuts with no gloves. I mean, just the fingers right there, go dip right in the Vaseline and just boom, put it right there.
Old school, baby.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
old school. I remember that dude's name though.
Saying,
But
he probably just said that to get on camera. He says, like, dude, you see how you're rubbing off this influence? Like, you're starting this movement, this anti-Cicerand movement, and I got to put a stop to it, bro. This guy's a good man. He's a hard worker. He's promoting himself out there. You're getting that good name of cut man out there. You know what I mean?
Hey, and for the conspiracy theorists, he was Tyson Fury's cut man for the rematch. I'm just saying.
oh boy.
Well,
Okay, I shouldn't have gone there. But
leave it for uncensored, bro.
what if Canelo hired him as his cut man? What feelings would you get towards that?
Well, like I said, if he does good work, that's fine. And if he's making a living, that's fine. I just wish he wouldn't always try to like hug on the winner and miss him off and tell him off and tell him what he's good job he's done. I think he just needs to back off like a cut man should and let the winner do their thing.
Right.
No, Paul makes a good point. He's like the Puff Daddy of cut men, I remember back in the day when Suge Knight was in Death Row was beefing with the Bad Boys, and he's like,
you know what, bro? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying how he was like, if you want to come over to a record label where you could be an artist and not have the executive producer all in the videos, all on the songs. That is a good point, no, Paul.
Let me tell you this though, right? Cicerand, bro, would be a really good celebrity. Yeah, I could call him a celebrity Chicano. Okay, he'd be a good celebrity to put on an Allstate commercial. You know what I mean? You're in good hands.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's done well for himself.
He's doing well for himself. You know what I mean? Give him an Allstate commercial. You know what I mean? That's what he needs. You're in good hands. All right? Have Canelo in the corner too, in a commercial too. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Let's go. So with that said, that's interesting. I never heard somebody just hate on a cut man.
I know it's random and it's probably unhealthy for me to start seething every time I see him. But yesterday, when he was just hanging out around Branchik, when he's laid out on the floor, when it's just the state commission, that was pissing me off. And I was like, of course he had to be there, like he was going to do something with his Q-tips and his Vaseline. Give me a break.
So, I can't hate a man who hustles and does his work. Let me ask you this, right? Who's a bigger camera hog, Stitch Duran or Bernard Hopkins? Mr. Hopkins, bro, has a long neck too. He would just like pop up like on camera.
Oh yeah.
So who's worse?
Well, it would bug me when Bernard Hopkins, also during the weigh-ins of Golden Boy promotion fights, he would always stand in the middle and just kind of look at both guys. I'm like, dude, get the hell out of the picture. Like, you have nothing to do with the stare down. That would piss me off too. But Stitch Duran, he takes the cake. He has a special place in my heart because it's been annoying me for like over a decade. So he's number one in my heart.
Look at that. Sonteo Media, Joe Lopez, 40 ounce, Miguel Maldragon, Run PMC, the $20 man. You know what I mean? A Stone 8, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins takes a simple yes or no question and gives you a seminar. Right? Like, dude.
That's very true, yeah.
Man. Hey, Bernard, what color is the sky? Why you see? Some may say that it's a color, but is it a color? You see, I was taught, at a young age, when I was in the penitentiary, I didn't see the sky for 30 straight days. So I first ran out and I was able to see it. And you wouldn't believe that what I saw was pink. And I was like, what? How is this pink? Can't be pink. But then I realized it was just one of those nights where the clouds were pink. So I didn't see the sky again for another 30 days. So if you were to ask me then, it would have been pink because that's the only time I saw the sky. But was I lying? See, so the sky is what you see. It's not what it is, but what you see. But it takes a wise man to understand that. You get what I mean? That sound about accurate?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good, dude.
That's it. Yeah, this dude, bro. I mean, my God. Right? But yeah, it's Hopkins is worse with the dude. Hopkins and Teddy Atlas are the two top. When it comes to the camera.
Oh yeah.
They never met a camera they don't like. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Ever. Right? So but speaking of that sellout, Teddy Atlas, Right now, we'll leave Teddy alone. We're gonna move on. Okay. Rumpus, he's Hopkins acted like he was pushed when he woke up out of the ring after Smith blasted him. Right. By the way, really quick, do you guys remember the first Hopkins Dawson fight?
Vaguely.
Oh my gosh,
It was on
yes.
pay-per-view, and Hopkins laid on the
jumped on his
floor,
back.
right?
Yeah.
And this dude swore that his shoulder popped out of the socket. Then what's wrong with it? He did his shoulders like that. Like, yeah, look.
He's very dramatic. I can think of a few
Dude.
times where he's over the top.
I had about 20 people over for that one, and all the Hopkins fans were like, "Yeah, bro, he really hurt his shoulder." I'm like, "For real though? You gonna believe that nonsense?" You know, like the dude literally jumped on Dawson's back. You know, Dawson's leaning away from a shot. He jumps on him. Dawson's like, "Man, get the hell off me! What's wrong with you?" You know, Hopkins always doing some dirty stuff like that. You know, he decides to roll around on the ground like, "Oh yeah, I dislocated my shoulder," and you know, give me a break.
But with Teddy, it's like, come on, bro. Teddy Atlas. Is this really a breakdown? Like, I was going to pick, Manny Pacquiao, but then I saw him get in a Mercedes and I asked myself, does he really want this? Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with this guy? Like, overanalyzing everything. Like the way a dude takes off his robe, like he thinks it's part of the fight. You know what I mean? He's trying to psych him out. Look how he takes off the robe. Like, what? But anyway, Teddy is the worst, says No Paul. I remember that fight, says A Stone. Let's go on to this. Oktoberfest. We just started the month. And first of all, look at the fight we just had with Cepeda and Baranchik, okay? Like, did we not make a statement? Boxing came out and said, yo, this is where it's at. This is what you get with boxing, not all the time, but we get it, that's that fight, gave us those juices, gave us those lines that we needed, you know what I mean? And now we're high and now we want more, you know what I mean? Because we're bloodthirsty like that. We're like the Romans in the Colosseum. We want more blood. Like we don't just want to stop with that. We want more, so that's what they're going to give us more, like the movie Gladiator, right? When the new emperor, he gave the people what they wanted. What did he give them? He gave them death. Now, we're not going to give people death, okay? Knock on wood, right? But we're going to give them blood. We're going to give them, blood, sweat, tears. We're going to give them fights. That's what we're going to give them. The people demanded fights, and boy, are you going to get fights. Just going to roll. I can't go through all of them, but I'm going to go over some of them. Okay, Navarrete Villa, we talked about it. Okay, it's gonna be like that song. Okay, lo saben, Ruben Navarrete, the whole thing. Anyway, Loma Lopez, lo saben. You know what I mean? Gallo Estrada against Cuadras, lo saben. Okay, and then we got Ismael Gonzalez Chocolatito on the same card. They're trying to make that Chocolatito Gonzalez second fight. If Cuadras wins, he gets a second fight with Chocolatito too. What's up? I feel both those guys beat Chocolatito in their fight, by the way. And yeah, I said it, right? But anyway, lo saben. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a collision course. But let me tell you, not a foregone conclusion. That's in Mexico City too, right? That's in Mexico, right? That's what that is. Those are Jaguar Knights going at it with another Jaguar Knight, all right? That's where they're going at it. And then we got Lipinets. It's going to be on the same card as Progress. It's going to be on the same card. But I believe they moved Progress to the 10th fight. But we're going to see Progress anyway in action this month. The 31st, in a way, all right, it's going to be fighting as well. Davis Santa Cruz on the 31st. Same day, all right? We got Mikaela Mayer getting her first title shot. Okay, and then Urbina Esparza. And I'm just naming some of the fights. That's it. That's all I'm naming. But Chief Funky, talk to me. What are your thoughts on Oktoberfest? Are you getting like the boxing gods answer your boxing prayers?
Definitely, man. This is not October; it's Rocktober because we're gonna get some rock'em sock'em robots for some of these fights, man.
Boxtober.
Yeah, man. This is gonna be a great month of fights. Been waiting for this, man, for all months that we've been off with the pandemic. This is great stuff, man. That Estrada and Chocolatito card, wow. I think that's going to be great stuff there, man. Santa Cruz and Davis, I'm buying the pay-per-view. Yes, I said it. I'm buying the pay-per-view. All right, I'm a junkie. I can't help myself. Okay. And then the Navarrete. That's coming up in a couple of days, man. This is almost like a dream come true for us hardcores. We get so many great fights all this month. It's just the only thing that's bothering me is the fact that I can't have some of my friends over to watch it with me, man. And I know quite a few of them. I might have to call some of my friends that are from Nicaragua to come and see Chocolatito when he gets in the ring. Because those guys, let me tell you, man, they come, and when I tell them Chocolatito's fighting, they get excited, man. And it's always good to have them around. So I don't know. We'll see what I can do, man. Hopefully it's good weather. We can watch it outside and follow the guidelines of the COVID-19. But great month coming up, man.
That's right. Too bad Chocolatito can't stand 6 feet away from Estrada when they eventually fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to need those 6 feet, right? When Estrada gets on his ass, you know what I mean? But Chicano Prophet, Boxtober. Well, what are your thoughts, man? Are you pumped up? Is it lacking a little bit? Have the boxing gods given you enough blood, sweat, and tears? Is it enough for you so far?
It's all good, man. I'm having a great time watching the boxing. And if this was last year, there's a chance that I might not be satisfied with what's happening week to week. But compared to the drought that we had, man, it just feels like I'm getting manna every weekend. And so I'm very grateful to be watching good boxing, good matchups, and some surprisingly good fights. Like nobody expected the fight of the year last weekend. So I'm ready to just keep watching. My girlfriend knows that, hey, I'm settling in on the weekends to watch some good fights. And we all love this sport. So I think, we're all pretty grateful to have these awesome cards coming up in the month of October and, towards the end of the year as well.
That's right, man. Boxtober. I'm going to ask you guys a tough question, and I don't want you guys to be on the fence. We're not on the fence on HCP, okay? But before I ask you this question, I just feel like giving another $5 away. You know what I mean? So everybody in the chat now, Chicano can't participate due to the hat. We already know this, okay? And Chicano's a Kings fan. I mean, not Chicano. Chief Funk is a Kings fan.
That's right.
They're banned. You know what I mean? They can't participate. You know what I mean? It's actually because they're a host, but it's all good, right? Are you guys ready, or is Rump PFC going to win $25? You know what I mean? It's going to win the other $5. You're going to let them take your money, or are you going to try to win your money?
Someone got to end the streak, huh?
You know what I mean? Are we going to end the streak, or is he the Undertaker on Halloween where he's just on this streak? Is he going to go like 20-0 or some shit like the Undertaker did? Well, what's up here? What's going on? Right? It was 20-0, right? I think, or 19, whatever it was. But, all right, you guys ready to win some money? Are you guys ready or not? Anyway, I'm going to be giving in a moment, but while I do that, Chief Funky, I don't want to hear, I don't know, or I don't want to hear this one or that one. One fight. Give me one. What is your favorite fight in Boxtober? If you could only watch one of the ones coming, which one would it be?
Easy for me, man. Lomachenko versus Lopez.
Oh.
That's the one. That's the one, man. I've been doing a lot of talking, but you know what? Here's the thing. G-Funk's been hot, baby. I've been hot. I've been picking winners. I've been picking upsets, too. So I'm hot right now, baby. You Loma fans better be, you guys better be worried, man. G-Funk's picking Loma. I mean, not Loma, but Lopez, all right? And I've been hot. So, hey, I'm ready for that one, man. I don't need to see the rest of them. If I only had to choose one, that's the one I'm choosing right there.
Okay. Yo, you want to win $5? Give me the name of the fighter on my T-shirt, and you win $5. Okay, you need a Cash App account. First one to post it, go ahead. Chicano, the one fight. Which is the one fight for you?
Same for me. Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. That fight is great. I feel confident that Teofimo is going to pull it off. And I feel good about my pick, but I'm still nervous. This is one hell of a matchup. I talk with confidence when I talk about Lopez winning. But I'll tell you what, this is such a good fight. I have a lot of respect for Lomachenko. He's got all kinds of skills, and he's been cleaning house of the division. And this is going to establish who is the lightweight champion. So I'm just going to settle in and relax and watch that one. Everything's, I'm just going to be chilling. Trust me on that one. Like, I'm not going to have any distractions for that fight. And I think we're all going to be enjoying that one.
All right. Well, and I agree with you. But before I go, Bruce broke the streak.
Woo!
All right. Bruce, all you got to do is post your Cash App, bro. All right. If post your Cash App, I'll send you $5. You know what I mean? So that's all you got to do. If for whatever, well, let's see. That's all you got to do. Okay. All right. Don't worry. If I'm wrong, I will be there. Except my owl says Doc. Okay. Wow.
Same here.
Wow. We're gonna have to do a note. Bruce doesn't have a Cash App. All right.
Oh man.
You guys need a Cash App to make your money, but he already answered the question. So, you know what I mean? Wow. Well, that's that. I mean, you know what I mean? Okay. All right. The first one to tell me what Chief Funky's T-shirt stands for and what organization it was from, what wrestling organization it was from, will win the $5. You got to have a Cash App account. Simple as that. All right.
Oh boy.
So there you go. Man, I'm looking forward to a lot of these fights, but yes, Loma versus Lopez is the one I'm looking forward to. It's free. It's on ESPN. So shout out to Top Rank for doing that. You know what I mean? You got to give me the organization, what wrestling organization it was from. It's still up for grabs. It's still, you got to give me the organization. You got to give it to me. Hurry up, let's go. All right, but anyway, Loma Lopez, bro. Right, but let's make it interesting. Other than that one, D. Hodges got both, I believe. He was first, right? They got both first?
I think so.
Yeah.
D. Hodges you got to post your Cash App, bro, for me to send you the $5. Easiest money you'll ever make here on HCP, okay? But other than that one, let's not count that one. Chief Funky, which one are you looking forward to the most? If you could only watch one other than Loma Lopez. Boxtober, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say Santa Cruz versus Davis. That would be the next one because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered there. Will Tank make the weight? You know, will he make it healthy? Will he look good on the scale? You know, I think that's a big part of it. I hate to talk about it so much, but it's a big part of the fight, you know? So, and I'm also curious to see how Leo does against a guy who punches that hard. So that will be the next one for me.
Okay. The odds got it first. The odds doesn't want the money. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
He's a giving man. So somebody else can win the money. It's all good. All right. Showtime Boxing is on right now, of course, and the VP debate was on earlier. Okay. Don't ask me who won. I wasn't watching. You know what I mean? But this has been pretty good. But what about you, Chicano? Who
Same
do
goes
you
for me.
believe? What's that?
Oh, same goes for me. Tank Davis, Leo Santa Cruz. That should be a good fight. As long as there's, like you said, there's a lot of things that we're going to be wondering in the lead up to the fight, and I'll be curious to see what happens at the weigh-in with the weights as well. But I think if Tank comes in on weight and there were no issues, I think Tank might give it to him, and I'll be curious to see what he does after that. So I think this is a great warm-up fight to watch which fights we could see in the future. So that's going to be a good one that I'm going to look forward to as well.
Yo, Santel Media says Lopez wins in October. All right. Just like that.
LWO, I like it.
Yeah. The paper's all about Tank making weight. I have never seen anything like it while he's been given an extra week. I know that. Another thing, a couple things kind of off the Bob Arum came out, threw some shade at her, and he said, I don't believe in doing so many rematch clauses. It's not good for boxing. Eddie Hearn's doing all wrong. I don't think the champion should be able to have a rematch clause all the time. What do you think, Chief Funky? He's saying there's no rematch clause for this fight. So Lopez knocks out Loma, you don't owe him a rematch.
Well, I agree. If somebody gets knocked out like that, I don't believe you should give a rematch to that person. This is the way that I am. Now, if the fight was if it plays out like this, right? It goes about 10 rounds. It's back and forth. Judges have it one way or the other, and then somebody gets caught slipping with some shit and goes out. Okay, I can understand. Okay, cool. I give you a rematch. But if somebody just gets knocked the hell out, in 3-4 rounds, hell no, I'm not giving you a rematch. That's just, I'm sorry, I'm not going to. That's just the way that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, hey, Stone, I remember that too. We could do a best out of 7. He wanted to keep doing the Pacquiao Marquez fight. They ended up doing 4. You know what I mean? People thought I was exaggerating, right? But held that off because we know it was best out of 7. Well, Marquez pretty much, my opinion, But anyway, what about you, Chicano? What do you think of Bob Arum saying, throwing shade at Eddie Hearn, saying I don't believe in no rematch clauses. He doesn't like them. And what are your thoughts in general of this fight having no are you surprised that Lomachenko doesn't have a rematch clause here?
I am surprised that he doesn't have a rematch clause, but I do know that Lomachenko is very confident. But I think that if you're a champion and you have leverage, I think it makes sense to implement a rematch clause, especially if you're the A side. I used to think that rematch clauses made sense, but as time goes by, my views have changed a little bit. I used to think, well, if the other guy gets knocked out, he's not going to implement the rematch clause. But sometimes you see different things happen. And sometimes, like you could see with the Fury Wilder fight, if you get tied into having a rematch clause, sometimes it takes a long time and you can get held up with your career trying to take that next match. So my views have changed on it a little bit now that we're seeing it affect fights that could be upcoming for us to enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, you're making some good points there. And I think sometimes these rematch clauses do get in the way. They're kind of overdone sometimes. Okay. In my opinion. So that's that. You know what I mean? Right now, in a little bit, guys, we'll be on HCP Uncensored. That's on G Funky's channel. Right. So you guys may want to go ahead and check that out. Okay. As we transition over there. And yes, like White, Bruce goes. Absolutely. Like that. You know what I mean?
Terrible. That's terrible.
It just gets in the way, I think. And then there are also one-sided rematch clauses. Like we all know that if Joshua beat up Andrew Ruiz like that, Andrew was going to get a rematch. We all know that. We all know that. You know what I mean? So that's that. I mean, I think they have their place. They're just overdone now. In my humble opinion, I think long reigning champions should have rematch clauses. You know what I mean? I think, I just think it should be a rare thing. That's what I think. So, man, I think we pretty much did it all. There was another topic, and I forgot to write it down. That's why you write shit down. You know what I mean? But with that said, guys, as we transition over to HCP Uncensored, first, Chicano, thank you for joining us, of course. All right. And give us some final thoughts or any thoughts on boxing that you want to give.
Thanks for having me on HCP 30, man. I've enjoyed your guys' shows for a long time, and it's always fun to hang out with you guys on Wednesdays, whether I'm in the chat or happen to pop up here on the screen. Great consistency, and it's nice to talk about the upcoming fights with you guys. So thank you, too, for having me on, and I look forward to talking to you guys about the upcoming fights that are coming up, because we got a really good end of the year and a really good next year to look forward to.
All right. Before we get to Chief Funky's final thoughts, you need a Cash App, and I don't want to hear, no, I don't want it. Don't answer if you don't want it. Okay. What is the name of the girl in the poster to the left of me? All right. Just give me your name, $5, Cash App for you. Chief Funky, give us some final thoughts.
Well, as usual, I want to thank everybody for being here. Chicano Prophet, thanks for coming on and joining us, man. It's always a pleasure. 30 episodes, man. Wow. If you'd have told me this last year when D-Style, I guess, kind of picked me out of nowhere, I guess I was the diamond in the rough here on YouTube, I would have never thought we'd still be here doing shows, man, but it has been great. It's been a hell of a ride. I've enjoyed every single episode, man. Thank you guys for being here and supporting HCP, the home of real boxing talk. And make sure you come over to my channel in a few minutes. We're going to start HCP Uncensored, man.
That's HCP Uncensored. It's Canelo Alvarez using, all right, the contract dispute and the lawsuit with the zone as an excuse to duck Charlo. Well, we're going to dive into that one for sure. All right. And shout out to Blood Boxing on here. How's it going? Run PMC. I just sent it right now. We got Run PMC made $25 a day listening to HCP, just paying attention. Okay. Get yourself the Cash App. Next week, we're going to have a big giveaway. You have to tune in live. You're going to make your money here on HCP. I'm the Robin Hood of this shit. Okay. Other people taking your money. I'm giving you money. Right. Because I'm the Robin Hood. I stole the money from G-Funk. He doesn't know it. Oops. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. I didn't go into your bank account, G-Funk. I didn't hack your money.
No, I know because I check all the time. So.
And with that said, this is D-Style Boxing. Hey, Chicano, what do we say?
Keep it boxing.
There you go. Peace out.